I'm the one loose end you didn't tie up, Elena.
Did you really think I was dead?
Moses Hayes was a quiet structural engineer who trusted his wife Marissa completely and never imagined she was secretly planning to destroy him. One evening he came home early with her favorite food and immediately sensed something was wrong when he saw her business partner Brenton's car in their parking space. He entered the loft and found Marissa and Brenton together, laughing and broadcasting everything lived to her followers. Moses was stunned as Marissa mocked him, bragging she had been documenting him for months and had been cheating for 2 years. Brenton grabbed a baseball bat and beat Moses while Marissa narrated the assault for an online audience. They dragged him to the rooftop and threw him over the edge, believing he would die. Moses landed in a dumpster and barely survived, but he managed to call his sister Lucy, a Navy SEAL, on leave. Lucy found him and rushed him to the hospital where doctors fought to keep him alive. His injuries were catastrophic, but Lucy's determination kept him conscious. She had already recovered the unedited live stream showing Marissa and Brenton planning everything, including how they would ruin Moses legally. Lucy discovered Marissa and Brenton had used similar schemes to destroy 3 previous men who ended up dead. Moses endured brutal physical therapy to regain movement, fueled by anger and a desire for justice. Lucy assembled a small team consisting of a former FBI investigator, a tech specialist, and a former prosecutor. Together, they uncovered financial crimes, fake documents, offshore accounts, and evidence of deliberate murders. Marissa filed for divorce from jail, claiming Moses was violent, but Lucy and the team prepared a trap. Marissa and Brenton began hosting expensive relationship seminars built on lies about Moses. Now walking again, quietly gathered his own documented history of the marriage. The team hacked into the seminar center and planted a plan that would expose everything. Marissa's mother confronted her at the seminar after receiving evidence of her daughter's crimes. Under pressure, Marissa lost control and confessed publicly to manipulating and destroying multiple men. Brenton joined her rant, revealing they saw their victims as marks. The entire audience recorded the meltdown, and Lucy triggered a broadcast from Moses explaining the truth. The FBI stormed the hall and arrested Marissa and Brenton as thousands watched online. Moses remained calm as justice finally began. Their lawyer was later charged for helping them cover crimes. At the divorce hearing, the judge granted Moses full protection and denied Marissa any claim. Moses watched as other victims' families finally learned the truth. During the trial, Marissa tried to manipulate the jury but ended up incriminating herself further. Brenton broke down and testified against her. Moses gave a powerful statement describing his suffering but refusing revenge. The judge sentenced Marissa to 35 years and Brenton to 30 years. Moses began rebuilding his life and focused on using his skills to help others. He started designing a shelter for domestic violence survivors with funding from seized assets. Families of previous victims supported his project and thanked him for surviving. Marissa's mother apologized for her daughter's cruelty and worked with survivor groups. Moses continued physical therapy and found new confidence through his work. He visited the rooftop where he fell and realized it no longer had power over him. Lucy encouraged him to rebuild his future rather than dwell on the past. Moses launched new architectural projects focused on safety and protection. Over time, he became a respected advocate for survivors. Marissa struggled in prison and lost all influence, while Brenton faded into obscurity. Moses remained focused on creation rather than destruction. His team continued helping vulnerable people using the skills they had gained through his ordeal. Lucy eventually returned to service but stayed close to Moses. The shelter opened and became a refuge for thousands who needed to escape abusive situations. Moses found meaning in turning trauma into purpose. He kept no hatred for Marissa, only distance and clarity. His life grew fuller as he built new relationships with colleagues and clients. Over the years, his work inspired other cities to adopt similar safe building designs. He visited the shelter often, checking on the people who found protection there. On quiet nights, he looked at the skyline and remembered how far he had come. He understood that survival was its own kind of strength. He reclaimed the life Marissa tried to steal and transformed it into something powerful. Moses realized he had not been ruined by betrayal but remade by resilience. He let go of the pain and held on to the future he built with his own hands. And though his fall once threatened to end him, it became the moment that reshaped everything. In the end, he rose far beyond the cruelty he had suffered and created a legacy built on justice and hope.